How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well. Going to actually post a comment here. Wait just a second for IG to send out a couple of notifications. When you guys get in, I want you to comment what state are you watching this live from. Just let me know what state you're in. It's going to let me know who I'm talking to. Also determine what kind of delay I have on the live stream. So what's up, everybody? Happy Sunday to you. Hope you enjoyed your Sunday, regardless of what you did, whether you recharged for another week or whatever the case is. So shout out to Florida, shout out to New York, right? See a couple people from New York in here, right? Shout out to Maryland, Metro, and Fort Bragg. Absolutely, man. Like, I love to invest in that area. I'm going to be down that way again probably Friday, right? Back down that way again. All right. So, yep, Miami. So what I want to talk about, as you guys can tell by the title, is how do you make an extra $4,000 a month passively on Instagram. You guys know I'm going to show real numbers. So if you need a second to tell your friend to jump on here and see if it's cap, because it's a lot of people on the internet that are trying to say make $10,000, make $100,000, make $1 million, right, a month off of social media. And I'm not saying that you can't make good money on the internet doing that stuff, but how many people really willing to show some numbers with you, right? As we wait on a couple more people to join us, I want to tell you guys, I got notes so that way we can stay on topic. Move.org published a report outlining the average cost of monthly utilities in every state. These amounts factor in the average cost of electricity, water, natural gas, internet, streaming services, trash, and recycling in the United States. So this data is from 2020. All right, I heard a couple of people say that they're watching from New York. So if I scroll down to New York, they say the average utility bill, of course, it varies depending on where you live in New York, how big your house is, and etc. They saying the average utility bill is $374.35, right? I seen somebody else say Florida. I'm gonna scroll up to Florida. They say Florida is $342.44. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you guys actually see your own state so that you guys can see that I'm not making these numbers up. All right, so let's start just from the top. Boom, that's what I just read. You guys see Rocket IQ, Rocket HQ, excuse me. So you guys can see these numbers. I know some people going to say these numbers are low. What I want you to do is find your state and tell me if you agree with this study. Of course, it's going to vary based off of the size of your house, but this is the average total utility bill that you have based off of whatever state you're in. All right. It looks like the highest one, Wyoming. I don't know if anybody here is from Wyoming, or is that just $2 signs? Okay. Nah, that's $2 signs. I thought that was 5,000. I was about to say, man, hey, if you live in Wyoming and you're not rich, it's time to move. All right. So now, what I want you guys to get from watching this live stream is not so much be focused on how do I make $4,000 every 2 weeks, or $10,000 or $100,000, because I pride myself in practicality. So what I want you to get from this live stream is understanding how can you make enough money to pay your utility bills passively for the rest of your life straight off of Instagram. All right. And we'll start there and then we'll work our way up. So let's get into some of these screenshots. Reels play. This is how much money so far that if Instagram cut me a check today. This is for people watching the reels. It doesn't matter if you watch the reel and say the reel was trash. Why you doing a reel besides somebody else? That's just me posting reels, right? So $366 is not enough money to retire anybody here, but it's passive income for just posting on Instagram. And I know a lot of you all, you post on Instagram anyway, so why not get a couple $100? Now, some people make way more than that, but as you guys may have noticed, I haven't posted a lot on Instagram this month yet, right? Now we're going to get into actually some sales that I generated. So this revenue that you guys see now are just from sales from the Instagram. So this is the PayPal account. I actually switched from PayPal to Stripe. So this isn't an honest reflection of all the money that was made. If you guys were in my last live stream on Instagram, I tell you guys that the goal is to get paid every day, every week, and every month, right? So I want you guys to now see that this is just, you can check the date, right? And just see this is so far, and we got about an hour left, a little less than an hour left in the day from one income stream off of that. So that's just for the day, right? And this is, again, just from Instagram, right, so far. So keep in mind, we showing just Instagram numbers right now. And then if I jump to, I think I got one more. This is just that total number for the month. Again, so far in sales, right? So I showed you guys those numbers so that you guys can actually see. Last two numbers were from sales. But again, even if I didn't sell anything to anybody just for posting reels, I would get that amount of money. And I know some people are going to say that's a low amount of money, right? But if you add all of that up, I did it before I jumped on live, you'll get $4,663 in 12 days, right? In 12 days so far. All right, so let's just round up and call it 2 weeks, even though we just shy 2 weeks. And then say if I multiply that number times 2, that'll get me $9,326 a month, right? So imagine, I know some of you all might watch this live stream and say, hey, JT, I make more than that working my job, right? So this is not saying quit your job and do Instagram all day, every day. This is to show you that you can do this 100%, right? 100% you can do this. And again, if you want to be conservative, let's say, hey, I'm not going to sell anything to anybody. I'm just going to make that $300 or so. That's why, again, I share with you all the study so that you guys can see what the average utilities bills are by state. So at a bare minimum, everybody watching this live stream can 100% take this Instagram account that you're watching me on live with right now and live bill free for the rest of your life, or at least recurring utility bills, right? So this study is not calculating your mortgage or your rent, depending on if you buying a house or if you renting a house, right? Dope thing is now it's a game changer, right? How many years it took you to gain 100K followers? So I went from 69K to 113K in 20 days. So I got 42,000 subscribers without running any ads in, like, let's call it 3 weeks. I'm primarily a YouTuber for anybody that may not know. You guys know if you got questions, just put it in there and we gonna give you real-time answers. So I'm answering the question, how many years did it took you to gain 100K followers? So I'm primarily a YouTuber. So I had an Instagram account just so I had a presence on the platform. Full disclosure, I got 8,000 followers without really posting on Instagram. It's just people that see me on YouTube. We got like 260K on YouTube. They see me on YouTube. They came to Instagram and followed me. I got like 8,000 followers that way. I went from like 8,000 to 40,000 followers running an ad, right? So I spent $9,000 in an ad. Right? I'm going to give you the whole play. You guys know there's no cap here. And $9,000 over the course of a month took me from like 8,000 followers to around 40-something thousand followers, right? I said, you know what? I don't want to keep running ads every month. Let me try to actually figure out, is there some kind of rhyme or reason to social media? So since then, I haven't ran another ad. So I went from roughly 49 to 69 organically in like a couple of other months. And then, like I said, we went from 69 to 115. So to answer your question, it's been like less than a year, right? I've been on Instagram longer than a year, but I started taking Instagram seriously about a year ago. So I went from like 8,000 to what I am now. Let's just call it a year. It's been a few months though, doing that, right? Now, I was making money off of Instagram without having 100,000 followers. Actually, there's people that have way smaller platforms than me. It's not about the number of followers, right? It's about the impact you have on those number of followers, right? So take it just like this, right? So I got like roughly 116, little over 116,000 followers, right? On this Instagram now. You can have 1 follower, but your 1 follower can be Oprah. And if Oprah wants to support your business, you can get way more money from 1 follower than that, right? So don't think about I have to have all of the followers in the world, because it's people that have millions of followers. And not a shot at her, so I'm not gonna call any names, but there was a young lady that had like 3 million followers on Instagram. A company wanted to partner with her, and she had to sell 30 t-shirts in order to solidify the contract. Not only did she not sell 30, she didn't sell 1 t-shirt with like 2.6 or 2.9 million followers. So you don't have to have a ton of followers. If you want to, you can though. So not trying to dim your light. All right. This is the mentality that I want you to have. Appreciate that question as well, right? And I'll dive in and out of questions, right? How can you make money from reels? Posting them, right? It's not even hard, right? Now, this is the thing. So I tell people all the time, like, you gotta approach it as a partnership. Like, I'm in the business of social media. I'm 32 years old, which is not old and old, depending on who you talking to in the social media space. So I was a full-time entrepreneur before I started making social media content. Started off on YouTube, then migrated over to Instagram now. I still post on both platforms. So I always came to social media with the mentality of I'm here to promote my business. So even before I was a quote-unquote influencer or whatever you consider me to be, I would have Instagram accounts for my t-shirt line. All right. And for the new people that are here, I discontinued it, but I used to do shirts like this. So Kid and Play does something called the I Love the 90s tour. I would make shirts and send them out to them. So I was able to get that shirt autographed from them. If you don't believe me, you could Google, see if you could buy it. Big Daddy Kane. And the reason why I say this, because that's not for sale online. Like, you could fact check me and see if I just went to a website and bought that. This is Big Daddy Kane and the Juice Crew. If you guys are of a certain age, you know who those people are. This is Salt and Pepper and their DJ Spinderella. And also DJ Bourne was there as well, which is the brother of DJ Spinderella, right? Basically what I'm saying is that you don't have to have a lot of followers to do that. That page had 3,000 followers, right? The Instagram account that I use for that business, I never showed my face. Keep in mind, I wasn't an influencer then, so it wouldn't have did me any good to show my face anyway. But just promoting the shirts, I got like 3,000 followers. I had the pleasure of working with a lot of different influencers. I got some gear to Boys to Men before. Was able to get acknowledged by Spike Lee and LL Cool J, blah, 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 right? But the answer of the question is, I want to let you guys know 100%, you don't have to have 100,000 followers to make a full-time income, because that t-shirt business made me $1,400 a week profit, and I ran it 100% off of my phone. I used Instagram for the marketing. I used AliExpress to get the products from China to the consumers, right? And we talked about that play a whole bunch of times, so I want to be mindful of your time. But let's start with the mindset, because I always got to tell the new people and remind the old people that it starts with the mindset. Also, if you in here this long, I want you to look at the pinned comment. If you click the link in my bio and you go to InstaRacks, it is my full course that I'm going to give you 90% off of. I'm going to teach you the basics of Instagram, how to grow on Instagram, and how to monetize on Instagram. As many of you guys know, Instagram does limit the length of live streams, so I can't do a course on live, right? Maybe somebody that has millions of followers, they lift that, but Instagram does limit the amount of time that we have on live. It'll actually end my live stream if I don't end it myself once I hit the time limit. So we're going to talk about as much as I can talk about in this time. Ask all of the questions. I encourage you to be super selfish and ask specific questions to help you. But if you want to tap in, right, use code ACTIVE, because I want you to be actively engaged and getting passive income. Want you to be actively engaged and getting passive income. So don't even wait, right? You can jump out of this live, go to the link in my bio, find the InstaRacks offer, use code ACTIVE, and take 90% off the program. That sale ends when this live ends, right? Literally after this live ends, I'm going to discontinue the code only for the people that's here, only for the people that's most serious, right? So now let's get to the point, right? If you're not wealthy, you're selfish. This is something that a mentor of mine taught me, and I have to teach that to you for everything else that we're going to talk about to make sense, right? So there's levels, financially speaking, to wealth is how it was explained to me. You're either not okay, you're rich, or you're wealthy, right? Keep in mind that the definition of words were created by, and I'm going to mess up the word, right? Lexicographers, right? Lexicographer. I'm pretty good at spelling though. So I think it's pronounced like lexicographers. But basically what I'm saying is that the reason why words have meanings, like the reason why we would say this is black, right, is not because in a tomb somewhere, right, there was a magician that explained colors and words to people, right? So those people whose name I butchered, right, their professional title I butchered, right, their job is they to study the history of words, see in what context the word was used, based off of the context of how the word was used throughout history. That's how we get our current definitions. In a nutshell, this is black because throughout history, when people refer to this color, they use the word black. If we would have studied history and throughout history, when they saw this color, they called it purple or blue or green. This would be green, right? Reason why that's important. Again, I'm giving you guys the high level game I got from a mentor of mine, first millionaire that I met years ago, and it'll all make sense. So rock with me, right? But if you got to jump off and take advantage of that code, 100% do so and then come back, right? So if you're not wealthy, you're rich. He explained to me about the lexicographer play, right? That's how words get their meaning. The reason why he did all of that is because he wanted me to understand that you have to change your mindset, which might mean that you have to change how you think about money, change how you think about passive income. For you all, change how you think about Instagram, right? Because if you think about Instagram as a place to come and get escapism and entertainment, and that's all it is for you, right? That's all it's going to be for you. It's not going to be passive income, right? But if you say this is going to be a passive income stream, semi-passive, or an active income stream for me, you're going to come with the proper mindset that, yeah, I might watch, a couple posts just for entertainment, but I'm really here to get on my grind. And because I'm here to get on my grind and I'm going to make Instagram pay me for being here, because on Instagram, you're always one of three things, two of which you have a choice to, one you never have a choice to. On Instagram, you're either the product, you're either selling something to somebody, or you're buying something from somebody. You get to choose if you want to buy something from somebody. You get to choose if you sell something to somebody. You have no choice but being the product. Instagram uses you and me and everybody else on the platform as part of their metrics, and they sell the information to advertisers, which is why you see sponsored posts on your timelines and ads in your stories and all of that other stuff. So whether you choose to be entrepreneurial about it or not, you're all going to be the products. I'm going to be the product. Everybody else on the platform is going to be a product. So if they're forcing you to be a product, why not monetize it as well? Right? Whether you're going to do the reels play, the sales, or whatever. Right? So Merriam and Webster Dictionary is the most popular lexicographer that we know. They're most popular. Those are the people that study the most words. So my mentor told me that financially speaking, you're always one of four things. Not okay means that you can't pay your bills or take care of your recurring financial obligations in their entirety every month, right? So if you're somebody that just has to pay on the lights instead of pay the entire light bill, right, you would be considered not okay by his definition. Keep in mind, we give the definition to words based off of how we use them, right? That's the backstory, right? If you are okay, you can pay your bills, but you're not getting ahead, you can also have some level of basic comfort. So you're not really getting ahead. You can pay all your bills. You can put food in the house. You can go on vacation once, maybe twice a year, right? But you're not really building wealth. You're not getting ahead. There is no clear path to say next year you're going to be doing any better than you were doing this year, right? Those people he classified as okay people, right? Next, he talked about the rich people. These people have enough money to pay all of their bills, live an above average lifestyle, and they have enough to do for themselves and their immediate family members and friends, right? You guys follow me. Let me know if this is making sense. You know, I'm going to check on you guys several times while we're here to make sure everybody's on the same page, right? The wealthy people, right? The wealthy people are all of the above, and they can help total strangers, right? He explained this to me because what he was telling me was that if you're not wealthy, you're selfish, because wealthy people are people that are so well off financially speaking, they can take care of themselves, take care of their family members, and take care of their friends, right? And total strangers. The reason why they're able to do that is because they add more value to the world, right? And all of this is going to tie back to exactly what we're talking about and how can you make $4,000 or more, right? You can always make more than me. I'm not the ceiling, I'm the floor, right? So you can always make more than me by leveraging Instagram, right? And I see some networking going on in the chat. You guys know, feel free to network, right? My YouTube is JT Automations. How to post and get paid, right? You just post reels. So let me step back a little bit to make sure we all on the same page, right? And I have no problem doing this. Just want to make sure everybody got it. So all social media platforms as of this live stream make most of their money for advertisers. The name of the game is to keep people on the platform as long as possible. YouTube wants you to stay on YouTube all day, right? Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp is owned by the same company, so they're kind of like that, but it's not terrible if you leave Facebook, go to Instagram, leave Instagram, go to WhatsApp, then come back to Instagram, right? But what they don't want you to do is go to YouTube, go to Twitter, go to Snapchat, right? Go to TikTok, things like that, right? The reason why is because the longer you stay on that platform, the more money they make. Keep in mind, you the product, right? The only way to make money off of a product is I got to have the product in stock, right? So you are the product, and if the product's not here, I don't have anything to sell to anybody. So every social media platform wants you to stay on their platform as long as possible because you are the product. All right, got it? So how do you make money with Instagram is the question that I'm asking for the people that just got back in the room, because I seen a couple of people are checking out the link, right? Sale ends when this live stream ends, so it's completely up to you if you're interested in it or not, right? But what Meta has historically done, right? Meta being Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever other company they decide to buy in between now and then, right? So what Meta has historically done is if a social media platform is emerging and is doing well, they'll try to buy it, i.e. Snapchat, right? If the platform says no, they try to integrate the what's the word, right? The performances, the usability, right? The same thing you can do over there, you can do over here, right? So whatever word you want to call that, right? Functionality is probably the fancy word. I was trying to figure out a simpler way to explain it, but they will try to integrate the functionality. So I don't know if you guys been on Instagram long enough to remember when Instagram was basically just pictures, right? Instagram was basically just pictures. That's all it was. And then they went to Snapchat. Snapchat said, nope, we're not selling. Then now we can do videos. We can go live, right? A lot of functionality that wasn't on Instagram prior to them trying to buy Snapchat. Snapchat said no. Now, at least for the most of the people that I know, Snapchat is all but dead, if it's not completely dead, right? And the reason being is because the mindset is if Instagram is already established and you're already on Instagram and you can do the same thing on Instagram that you could do on Snapchat, why leave Instagram in the first place? You're already comfortable here. This is already a comfort zone, right? So if you're already in your comfort zone, why leave if it's no better over there than it is here? Well, recently, right, we know that Meta wanted to buy TikTok from the Chinese company. TikTok said no. Right? So now there are increasing the functionalities here. So Reels is, the equivalent of the short form content that TikTok promotes. I think TikTok calls it duets, right? And now Instagram calls it remixes, but it's similar functionality. So what happens is the platform will incentivize you as a user to use that functionality, right? So that they can show it to more people. So how many people saw me for the first time in a remix, right? Or you might call it a duet if you're more familiar with TikTok, right? Put it in the comment section. Let me know, right? How many of you all saw me for the first time, right? And I was in a video beside somebody else, right? Boom. It comes automatically, right? Somebody asks, how do you set up Instagram to get paid, right? You do the work, they contact you. Easiest play ever. What's up, Ian? Right? You do the work, they come to you. Now, you can have a link in your bio day one, so instead of waiting on them, you can be making money off gate, right? It comes automatically, right? For the people asking. You don't have to apply for it. You got to do the work, and they will come to you, right? Boom, boom. I actually have a meeting to the person that asked about a courier business. I actually have a meeting next week, right? With somebody about that. So maybe more to come. Boom, boom, boom. Let me scroll to the bottom and see what's being said. All right. Okay, boom, boom, boom. I'm seeing a couple people say that, right? So I never ran any ads on any of those side-by-side videos. If the first time that you ever saw me, right, if the first time you ever saw me was in a remix, right, Instagram will incentivize you by giving you more engagement if you do that. Why? Because they want the consensus to be, if you're already on Instagram and you can do the same thing on Instagram that you could do on TikTok, right? Why go to TikTok? Because TikTok don't want to sell to Meta anyway, right? So that's been the play Meta been running. This is not new information. So I just making sure that we understand. So they will incentivize you by giving you more reach. You guys see the name of the program is literally called Reels. Boom, boom, boom. Where is it? Reels Play, right? So literally, if you use the same functionality that you could go to TikTok and use, but you use it here and you do it a lot, right? So that you can help us make this thing a trend, so more people start doing it here, we'll give you a couple dollars just for doing it, all right? Now, Country Wayne has said that, you know, he makes, all right, Country Wayne has said that he makes well over $300,000 a month off his Instagram, right? So there's a lot of different ways to monetize your Instagram, all right? So, boom, that's how you get paid. You do reels, you do remixes, you do what the platform tells you that they want you to do. That is by far the easiest way. That doesn't mean the most lucrative way, but by far the easiest way to get paid on social media is to do what the platform wants you to do, right? They want people to stay on their platform, and this is true for any platform, but we're going to be specific to Instagram because you're on Instagram watching this, right? So they're going to give you, right? They're going to give you more engagement, more incentive, monetize you, right? Just for utilizing that data. So that's how you can easily get the Real Play, as they call it, bag, right? So the Reels Play bag is not the most lucrative, easiest bag for you guys to get, right? And we talk about more on that here in a second, if time permits, right? Now, let's go back to the mindset. If you're not okay by the definition that we established, right? What you need to do is go get a job that'll teach you a skill that you can take to the world market to become rich, right? That does not mean you're going to go get a job that's going to make you rich. You may not even go get a job that's going to pay you 6 figures. But if you're not okay, financially speaking, by the definitions that we gave, right, and your goal is to get the proper mindset, because I want you to make the money and keep the money and grow the money, right? So anybody can make a quick 4 bands and then you never hear about them, right? But making $4,000 one time, right? $4,000 one time is not life-changing money, all right? So what I want you all to do is have the proper mindset, because I want you guys to make the money and then make more money and then keep making the money, right? So you're going to start off just making enough money that you live bill-free for the rest of your life, right? Then you can scale up to whatever it is that you're trying to get, right? And it don't matter how much money you want to make. It's literally people making millions of dollars off of Instagram, right? Boom. Let me see what the last question was that I touched on. For the sake of time, I'm going to jump over repetitive questions. No disrespect, but I do want to try to be mindful of the time. Like I said, you guys know Instagram will cut off the live stream once I hit my time limit, right? Boom, boom, boom. So let me jump over the repeat questions. All right. Reason why, as I do this, right? So the reason why is super important for you all, if you're not okay financially speaking, before you jump on Instagram and think Instagram is going to save your life, is to go get a job, because you got to have some value on Instagram, right? And that's going to be how you can do those sales numbers that I showed you, right? But if you don't have nothing to talk about, if you don't have, you know, any content to share with the world, yes, you can do remixes. Yes, you can do reels, right? But that's not going to help you create something that you can sell. Because as you guys can see, the smallest bag you ever going to get is the Reels Play Bag, or whatever they changed the name to. It used to be Instagram live streams, right? So back in the day, you just do Instagram live streams. They paid influencers to go live. Right now, they pay influencers to do reels, which is why me and everybody around me, I say, hey, y'all need to do a bunch of reels, right? So that's the play right now, all right? Now, let's say that you're okay, but you're trying to get rich. If you're okay, downgrade your lifestyle to live kind of like you're not okay. Not saying don't pay your bills, right? But downgrade your lifestyle and start investing in your financial literacy. Believe it or not, right? Believe it or not, the only difference between 5 figures and 6 figures is knowing and applying financial literacy. So if you already make 5 figures, I don't care if you make $10,000 a year or $90,000 a year, and you're trying to get $100,000, right? Believe it or not, I'm telling you from firsthand experience, all right, the only difference is, right, all right, knowing financial literacy and applying financial literacy. You don't have to be faster, stronger, none of that other stuff, right? Literally, that's all you have to do. And I think from the outside looking in, sometimes it seems like it's way harder to do, right? But in actuality, it's not. Mentally, we be in our own head. We be in our own way doing it, right? Boom, boom. Somebody said I froze. Y'all let me know. Boom, boom. Okay, so the code is, again, if you click the link in my bio, you can leave it live and come back. You can click the Hustle. You can click the Hustle Academy link and use code ACTIVE on the Instarax program, and that will take 90% off of the course. The sale will end when the live stream ends. I also do have a Instarax link, and that's going to give you a different discount, but you could go straight from the live to the link in my bio, click on Hustle Academy, right? And then from that, use the code ACTIVE. Reason why we're using code ACTIVE is because I want you guys to be actively engaged in creating passive income off of the social media platforms you using anyway. All right, so that's why use code ACTIVE and save 90% is the pinned comment, right? So if you guys are interested in it, you could definitely do it, right? Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. Again, if it's a lot of repeat questions, all right, we're going to try to avoid those. Bio keeps redirecting me somewhere else. It won't let me get on there. I don't know what's going on, right? I'm seeing some other people click on there because I'm getting the notifications on the top of my screen. So you could try the Hustle Academy option or the Instarax option, right? You click the Hustle Academy option, you can scroll to Instarax and take advantage of it that way as well, right? So definitely. Yep, somebody says I see a ton of advertisements on here that are very expensive, right? So yeah, that is how Instagram makes the majority of their money, right? Boom, boom, boom. Appreciate that, right? I'll check that out after this. All right. If you're rich and you want to be wealthy, you could just decide to be wealthy. That's the third one that we have going on here, right? Again, if you are somebody that's not okay and trying to be okay, I recommend you go get a job, and don't just go get a job with the intentions of, I'm going to go get me a job that is going to make me 5, 6, 7 figures. Now, if you can do that, cool. But what's more important long term is go get a job that's going to teach you a skill that you can use in the world market, right? I have 5 years of work experience. 4 was in the United States Marine Corps, right? I didn't learn a lot through my MOS or through my job, right? But I did learn a lot just from the people that I networked with while I was in there, right? So I learned more financial literacy through my CO and just people that I networked with than actually my MOS, which is why networking is so important, right? My other job outside of the 4 years in the Marine Corps, right? I took advantage of working for Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company, and the leadership there doesn't mind telling you a ton of information about Warren Buffett, what he invests in, how he makes his money, how great of a guy he is. So the reason why I say that is because you can tap in with a job that puts you in the network of people that you can learn a skill set from, even if the job itself doesn't seem like this job is going to make me X amount of money, right? So I had the pleasure of working jobs that the jobs themselves may not have taught me a skill set that I could take to the world market, but it put me in a network of people, right? Believe it or not, I come from a little country town in the South, right? And we didn't believe, nor did we ever know, that individuals could own a McDonald's. I joined the Marine Corps, got stationed in Japan, and there was a sergeant out of Alabama. His daddy had an investment group with his buddies. They bought McDonald's franchises all over Alabama. That guy looked like me. It blew my mind, right? I did not know you can have McDonald's, right? I know you could go there as a consumer, but I didn't know you could buy one, and who in the world has the money to buy one, right? All of that to say that you can be in the network of people, utilize your networks, tap in from there. And it does get easier the higher that you go up the ladder, right? Boom, boom, boom. Let me scroll down and keep it going. So let's get into some practical stuff about the sales side. And let you guys know, like, specifically a little bit more, right? Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. That'll work too. Boom, boom, boom. So also I want to say this disclaimer too, right? I think a lot of people, like, they'll let minute details psych them out. So I want to encourage you all to not listen to the noise, right? So people will say, well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. Well, what do you got to do, right, specifically to make specifically this, right? And then if you feel like you can't specifically do what that man or woman did to make the same amount of money, right, they'll get discouraged and they'll stop doing it, right? So they'll say, well, I can't post, I don't know, once a day like you could post once a day, so I'm not even going to attempt it, right? Everybody's journey is different, right? So I got some partners of mine that's growing faster than I was growing, right? When my Instagram initially got some traction and shot up, right? So they'll probably pass me. So just because your numbers aren't my numbers and your path isn't the same as my path doesn't mean that it won't be profitable, right? So 100% don't get tied down in the weeds of like, oh man, if I can't do it exactly like you, I don't want to do it, right? Because my journey has honestly been different from most other people I know that have over 100K, right? So I'm somebody that immediately goes to the platform. What does the platform want me to do? And let me try to do a lot of that. And then I know in turn of me doing what the platform wants me to do, it'll reward me with followers, with views, with people that I can then talk to about my products, my services, my blah, 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 whatever I can help them with, right? Some people come to the platform strictly with the mindset of, I'm going to run ads and I'm going to like force the system to show me to 1 million people a day. And that is going to be how I sell XYZ, right? So I really want you guys to understand that. Boom. Yeah. There's no reason that you have to do 4K videos, right? I think I see some people networking on that, right? All right, so I don't think like you gotta do anything crazy. I'm so confused. Do you have more than one page? No. Any page that's pretending to be me that will not go live is a fake page, right? So yeah. For clarity, any page that's pretending to be me that will not go live is a fake page, right? The Instagram verifiers are saying I'm not famous enough to get a blue check, so it is what it is. But as a reminder, if anybody DMs you asking you for money for Forex or for whatever, right, on my real page, which this is my only real page, right, I will go live, right? So if that page won't go live and you can't see my face, don't give them any money, right? So 100% that is the play, right? Let me see if we caught up on messages a little bit, all right? And then we'll keep it going. So we did the math. We talked about the mindset. Now let's talk about how did I generate the money with the sales. So I did exactly what the algorithm wanted me to do, right? They said, hey, listen, TikTok won't sell to us. We want you to use these functionalities that we added to the platform, right? Use these functionalities that we added to the platform. And I want you to help us get the exposure out there that why go to TikTok when you can do the same thing on Instagram. This was the rebuttal. The rebuttal prior to now was that even though they included the functionality, right, you didn't get the exposure. So you got way more reach on a TikTok post than you would get if you made that same post on Instagram. So people said, and some people still agree right now, that TikTok was better for growth. So if you are an influencer, aspiring influencer, or business person, you should utilize TikTok for growth. I got a good friend of mine, a gentleman that I consider a best friend of mine, who went viral on TikTok. They paid him crumbs. So if you go to TikTok, even if you can master to get the maximum exposure, right, you will have to get probably like 17 million views a month to get like $300, $300 to $500, depending on what their CPM is, right? They were giving everybody the same CPM at one point, right? Do I need a following to make IG Reels passively? Yes, right? You don't need a huge, well, think of it this way, right? You need a community. You don't need a huge following. You need a community that's rocking with you, right? Appreciate that, Mr. Play to Win, right? And we're going to be adding more modules to it as well. So that's going to be something that as I find out new plays, right, we're going to do it. Do you need a large following? No, right? That is a misconception, all right? Doing Reels consistently, my Instagram page was shown to over 1 million people. I don't have 1 million followers. So how in the world do the 1 million people see my post and I only got 100 and something thousand followers, right? So you do what the platform wants you to do, and it's going to give you increased reach to incentivize you to keep doing more of those things, right? Literally, I want you all to leave this live stream knowing how to make money, right? Those of you that tap in with Instarax, right, we going to get you way beyond just paying your bills, right? But we for sure want to get you guys right that are watching this live right now, right? So 100%, you don't need a large following. You have to come to it with the proper mindset that we talked about. Now, remember what I told you guys my mentor taught me, other than just we make the definition of words, and that's super important. And he taught me that if you're not wealthy, you're selfish, right? So I have a theme on all of my social media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's the podcast, whether it's the book club, right? Whatever platform that we're on, right? And the motto is, my job is to motivate, educate, and inspire you to do something entrepreneurial, right? So I'm the person that in the beginning as an entrepreneur, I didn't watch anybody on social media talk about entrepreneurship. I didn't buy no books. I don't buy no courses. I didn't do any of that, right? I saved up $15,000 working my job. I said, man, I got common sense. All these guys are scammers, right? Which honestly, you know, a lot of people on social media have that mentality. And years ago, right, I had the same mentality. I said, man, I'm smart enough. I'm going to figure it out on my own. All right. Jumped off, lost all of my $15,000, right? And went homeless. And then I had to go back and watch social media content, podcasts, pay for consultations, buy courses, do whatever I could to try to expedite me learning the financial literacy that I should have learned along the way, right? What happened? I used common sense, right? That's the value in tapping in with me and tapping in with Instarax or these live streams or whatever, right? The reason why I say that, right, and people laugh when I tell them I went homeless with a master's degree, because I use common sense is because most people don't understand that common sense is just a culmination of your experiences up to this point, right? Remember that. Common sense, right? And I thought common sense was common sense, right? But then later on, I realized after going broke and homeless, common sense is just a culmination of your experiences up to this point. For example, for some people, if your money gets low, common sense says go get a job, right? Or go get another job, right? For other people, common sense is you need to create this product and sell it. Start this business, right? Go get this loan from the bank and invest it here, right? Those are two totally different people with the same problem. Common sense to them is polar opposites, right? For some people, when the money is low and they're going broke, the last thing they want to do is go into more debt. There's other people that say the only way for me to turn this around is to go leverage the bank's money, put it in real estate, get a tenant in there to start paying me money, pay down the mortgage, and give me cash flow, right? Depending on the culmination of experiences you have up to this point in your life, right? That is why common sense is super different person to person. In the South, for most men, common sense is how to change tires, how to change brakes, how to do an oil change, right? That stuff you learn in high school if you in the South, right? That's just good old country boy stuff, right? But in certain areas, right, if your car need work, man, why you don't just take it to a mechanic? Why you don't take it to a dealership, right? If you in the South in a low-income environment, you know we ain't got the money to go to a dealer every time we need an oil change, every time we need brakes, right? And some of you all may have grew up like how I grew up. Let me know if you have or not, right? But since that's how we was raised, common sense was that, right? The reason why your common sense can become your biggest liability if you're not careful is this, right? So what happens is as you level up, right? As you level up in entrepreneurship, you'll start realizing that time isn't money, right? Time is valuable. Time is more valuable than money. Money you can make, lose, and make it back. Time, once you use it, you'll never get it back. Time is not money. Time is more valuable than any amount of money, right? There's a quote that a lot of people say, I'm going to share it with you here for the people that may be new, right? They'll say, okay, if I gave you $1 million today, would you take it? Most people would say yes. Then they'll say, well, if I gave you $1 million today, but today has to be your last day alive, would you still take the $1 million, right? The vast majority of people will then say no, right? If I have to get $1 million and this is my last day alive, especially if you in this live, it's 11:50 Eastern Standard Time. You got 10 minutes, right? And in the United States, if somebody wire you $1 million right now, you're not even going to have the $1 million available within 10 minutes. So you're going to die before the money available in your account, right? So the reason why I share that with you for the people that may have never heard that, right, is I want you guys to understand, right? I want you guys to understand that, hey, 1000% time is more valuable than money. If you grow up and common sense is exchanging your time for a little bit of money, it's going to become a roadblock to you when it's time to get to the next level, right? I'm going to say that again. If you grow up thinking that you should exchange your time to save a little bit of money, it's going to become a roadblock to you as you try to progress through life, right? So now, for example, I don't change my own oil. I don't change my own brakes. I don't change my own tires. I don't cut my own grass, right? We're looking for a full-time chef, right? I have an Airbnb and I have somebody to clean that, but I'm looking for somebody that's full-time, can clean all the time, not just in between guests, right? And back then, if you would have told the old version of JT that you were going to hire all these people, guess what I would have said? Man, that's a waste of money. You got more money than you know what to do with it, right? Because common sense said that was a terrible investment, right? Common sense now says that in the time that it takes me to cut my own grass, I can make what it costs to pay 10 people to cut my grass at the current rate that somebody charges to cut grass in my area, right? Same thing with the chef. Same thing with the cleaning lady. So I actually lose money if I change my own oil, if I change my own brakes, if I change my own tires, if I cut my own grass, right? And again, I'm sharing this with you because, like I said, I want you to make the money and keep the money for forever. So you got to have the proper mindset, right? Reels play is the easiest way to make the bag. Second to that is through sales, right? Remember that what my mentor taught me, my first rich mentor taught me, right? If you're not wealthy, it's because you're selfish, right? If you click the link in my bio, and I'm going to share with you all actually what it looks like when you click the link in my bio for this last example, right? So boom. My students create profitable automated businesses that work for them while they do what they love. Now, if you love to work, you can work your 9-to-5 job, right? If you love to sleep, you can sleep. If you love to work out, you can work out, right? So 1000%, right? That's what it is. So you click the link in my bio, and this is how I generated that the excess money above that $366 that got us to over $4,000 in 2 weeks, right? It is by helping the vast majority of people, or as many people that I can, right? There's over 32 resources here. We're going to be quick with it, right? You can follow me on Twitter. You can go to my YouTube channel, right? But if you want to know how to buy houses for $1,000 or less, you can get that information here. If you want to passively invest in gold like I do, you can do that. If you want to join the 5-day stock challenge, if you want to check out my vlogs, right? If you want to get your business set up for you in 10 minutes or less, right? If you need to trademark any of your intellectual property, if you want to go to Rebu and get some free stocks, if you want to, you guys know I invest in wine. If you want to become a fine wine investor, right? The Instarax program that I'm telling you guys about here, right? If you want to go to my authorjt.com site, see all of my books, see my events, everything else that we're planning is there, right? If you want to know the software that I use as a real estate investor, right? You guys know I got 4 properties. Real estate is going to be my retirement. You guys want to know how to make money, a full-time income anywhere, make a 6-figure income on Amazon. If you want the free app to get cash back on gas, if you want to earn money with a free smartphone app, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, if you guys want to watch a YouTube video where I tell you I can teach anyone how to make 6 figures in business, you can do all of that from the link in my bio. Earn passive income to pay your bills as an author. Learn how to become influential and get paid, right? Learn to start a basic transportation company, right? You could join our secret society. That's about to become our book club, right? We're working on that now. By the end of the week, that's going to be the book club, right? My other books are there. Key to Winners Giving, my books for kids, right? My podcast, another YouTube video, how to create enough passive income to pay all of your bills for the rest of your life, right? Boom. Websites to make passive income, right? And this is if you need a domain name or help with your websites. If you want to know how to become a mobile notary, right? If you want to make your first 10K a month in real estate, and that's the Hustle Academy link. That's going to take you to all the other courses. There's another video, 8 high income skills you can teach yourself, make $10,000 a month so you don't have to go to college to be a high income earner, right? And last but not least, if you guys like what my bio looks like, all right, you can scroll to the bottom and click the last option, and you can set up your own layout to look exactly like mine, right? If you count all of those resources, you will find over 30 resources, right? Now, how do they make money? Well, some of them are my own products and services. Other ones are friends of mine, products and services, right? And some of them are just softwares that want to partner with me, right? So that is called affiliate marketing. Right? Affiliate marketing is what it's called. So you can sell your own products or services, but I can't invent every product or service. I got a daughter. I got a mama, right? I got a life I want to live, right? Now, I do want to help educate, motivate, and inspire people to make their first 6-7 figures. But keep in mind, we're going to start small, pay all your bills passively off of Instagram, and then $4,000, every 2 weeks. $9,000, $10,000 a month, right? We're going to walk before we crawl because I don't want anybody to be so psyched out that they feel like they can't do this, right? So literally, here's the play with the sales. Do what the platform wants me to do. It's going to drive a lot of organic traffic. I haven't ran any ads. There's nothing wrong with running ads on social media. I honestly think you should do both, right? By the end of this month, I'm going to be running ads. But I'm telling you guys, as of right now, we're not running any ads, right? So You drive traffic organically or run ads or do both, which, full disclosure, is what I'm about to start doing, right? The platform is going to show you to a ton of different people. Utilize the website link that's in your bio, like direct traffic. They're going to send you traffic. You got to direct it, right? Direct traffic to the link in your bio. Now, when you're creating these posts, right? Remixes, reels, original content, whatever it is that you want to post, keep in mind, right, what kind of people do you want to attract? All right? If you're sporadic and you're all over the place with your posts, you're not going to create an audience that is going to like, know, and trust you. FYI, people spend money with people they like, know, and trust, right? People spend money with brands they like, know, and trust. So you want to make yourself likable, trustworthy, and they got to know you. All right. For the people out there that's asking about mentorship, literally we working on a mentorship program. We're probably going to launch it at our conference, right? You guys know we building out the Foundation of Wealth Conference. Got some meetings all this week on that. All right. So we're probably going to announce it there. If it gets done before then, of course, we're going to open it up for you guys. Right? Boom, boom, boom. So it's not about the number of followers you have. It's about the community of people you have. The post that you make should be for the type of people that you want to help, right? If you are a caterer, you should do post about food. It can be funny post about food. It can be educational post about food. It can be food porn post about food, right? Whatever you want to do. But keep in mind, what kind of people do you want to attract, right? Based off of where you're going to direct those people. If you're all over the place, right? So if today I'm talking about business, tomorrow I am talking about swimming, and the next day I'm talking about I'm pursuing my career in the NBA, right? There might be certain people that care about my journey to the NBA, which is not anything I'm doing. I'm just giving examples, right? And there might be people that care about me swimming, preparing for the Olympics, which is something I'm also not doing. And there might be some people that care about business. But these people may not care about this. Those people may not care about that, right? So you're confusing your audience. And far too many times we confuse our audience. So if you somebody out there that wants to professionally approach social media and you have a personal page and you want to be all over the place based off of your mood that day, that's perfectly fine. Make another page. It's free to do. Literally, these are free platforms that are making people 5, 6, 7 figures a year. So don't overthink it. If you know on your personal page you want to post all over the place because that makes you happy, by all means, right? Do so. Make another page, and that page is going to have a niche. It's going to have a subject matter, right? I think somebody asked about the niche. Most profitable niche, boom, boom, boom. Most profitable niches, right? For the people that asked that question, because I know I saw it somewhere, right? Are niches related to health, wealth, and relationships. Health, wealth, and relationships. I don't care what your business is. If you can explain to me how what your thing is ties to health, ties to wealth, and ties to relationships, right? You're in one of the best niches, right? And the timer is on. I'm gonna do like this so you guys can see my hands the rest of the stream to let you guys know I'm not lying. I have less than 2 minutes and then Instagram is gonna end this live stream. So you have less than 2 minutes to go click the link in my bio, go to Hustle Academy or the Instarex link and take advantage of that and use the code ACTIVE to learn more information, right? And we're going to just sit here and look crazy until then so you guys can know, because I pride myself in practicality. I pride myself in honesty. I ain't got nothing to lie about, right? So that being said, all right, when you make your niche, it could be about anything. But if you want to be most profitable, health, wealth, and relationships, right? Now, it doesn't have to be relationships in the terms of like intimacy, right? Boy, girl, man, woman type relationship. It could be your spiritual relationships. It could be your parenting relationships. It could be your professional relationships, right? So you can be broad with it. When it comes to health, it could be your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, right? When it comes to wealth, right, you could talk, and you guys already know by my content, in a variety of different ways about that, right? So I 100%, right, boom, 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 boom. All right, cool. Just seeing what some more people are saying before we get out of here, right? Yeah, I got a master's in public administration, right? So 1000% you can leverage affiliate marketing, because I want to talk fast before this ends, right? Do what the algorithm wants you to do. Utilize the link in your bio. Help as many people as possible, right? Have a niche in mind that's health, wealth, and relationships. Have resources in your bio that help them with whatever your thing is. Drive traffic to them.